Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of my Mortal Online how-to series. This episode we're going to focus a little bit on butchery. Basically what's involved. I'm currently on my butcher character in day-to-day life of a butcher. So this is what I have to work with currently. What we're going to do is just going to go get my mount. So one thing to keep in mind that's really handy with butchery is having a pet that has very high strength. The more strength your pet has, the more stacks it'll be able to carry, which means you won't have to run to and from the bank, well, between the bank and the butcher table as often as you would with a pet that had low strength. I have a Mulva, so I think he's 15 or 1600 strength. What do you got here? There we go, 1562. I think I can carry 12 stacks on this guy, which is pretty good. A lot of horses and donkeys, you can get somewhere between 4 and 7. Let's just make him follow me. And his hunger is fine. Alright. So I know I have a few stacks here in the bank that I've sent myself. I'm just going to grab now. Let's get this open. You don't want to get caught out getting too many stacks than what you can carry, because if you don't have a friend online, you're stuck in the middle of the square and you cannot walk because you got too much weight. So best be careful of that. I always get a little bit nervous that I get too many. So first tip, just be aware of how much your mount can hold so you don't get stuck. If I try to grab one of these and put it in here and then try and put it in there, I'll get stuck with it in here, and I've got no money on me, so I can't even mail it off to someone. I'd have to get a hold of someone to rescue me from standing here in the square and not being able to move. Playing around in the bank, getting it out of your bank is the best way to test it. Alright, so let's get down the butchery table. I was telling you last week that the spot I like to butcher is down there, up the top. But we're going to go down here where most people go. Just because you guys probably don't want to go where I go. Now, I'll show you my lore list as well. It could definitely still be worthwhile just having a Google and seeing if you can find some information. That's how I got mine. But I'm just gonna make sure my guy is not on the table. Can annoy people, so let's bring him back here. So keep him out of the way. Alright. Now, I think some people can set up macros and stuff to make this do it automatically, but I've never done that, and I kind of prefer to do things myself. Although this is very tedious. Trust me, if you're working the butchery like you should be working the butchery, you're gonna have a shit ton of stacks, and it takes time. It takes like 45 seconds per full stack, so I gotta sit here, have to wait for this to finish before I can start another one. I can't do two at the same time. So we sit and we wait. In saying that, the money in butchery is not as good as it was. I know when I started this game, Springbok for example, Let's get this one started. And I usually just move these up here. I don't really need to here because I could just sell it to the guy next to me, but it's just habit for me. Yeah, Springbok for example, when I first started this game, you could buy it off people for 2 gold, people that have been out there farming it, and you get about 3.1 gold when you butcher it if all your laws are maxed out, which mine are. So you make 1.1 gold per stack, but now it'll cost you 2.5 to 2.6 gold a stack. So you're only making 60 silver off every stack now. Well, 50 to 60 silver. So it's pretty poor. It's a little bit disappointing because I kind of almost feel like it's not worth it anymore. But I enjoy the business aspect of it. I like recruiting people to work under me and farm me, you know, carcasses. So I find that side of it really enjoyable. If you're into that sort of thing, then by all means, build up a contact list and work different deals with guys. I have some people where I provide them horses and donkeys, and I can buy their carcass a little bit cheaper. And some people sometimes like to do me a deal and give it to me a little bit cheaper because, to be honest, I usually put a lot of time into helping them. In some cases, people learn the game, so showing them how to make some money. I mean, if you're a free-to-play account, this is one of the better ways to make money. It's really hard for you to max out your skills. Being that it's a 60 cap instead of 100, you can't really get the full effect. I probably shouldn't have brought 12 along here. I think you guys get the drill here of what's going on, but let's just finish them anyway, and we'll just babble on for now. And then I'll show you the laws that I have learnt. I might be able to look at that now. I can bring it up and down. Where are we? Wilderness. Here we go. Okay, so under studies, let's just move that for a moment. We'll come back to that. This is about to finish. What have I done here? I guess I was doing Razorback and I forgot. Let's just reorganize all this so we can fit it. And this must be my Springbok. Let's get rid of these Razorback stacks. Alright, so zoology. So as you can see, my zoology is 100. These are just books. You also gain points just from butchering different carcasses. It will learn stuff, but get the books because it'll help it along, and at least then you'll get a bit more money out of your carcasses too. Because you could be running at a loss for a while, especially if you're buying them off people, but what do we got here? So we haven't learnt, doesn't look like we've learnt much of this here. One moment. Might just get this out of the way and then we'll have a proper look at it. I've made a mess of this. done it in the wrong order. God, this must look like a mess. So I'm gonna do, just for some future video references, I'm gonna focus on taming as well. My tamer's not maxed out, but I have a rough idea of the best way to set up your tamer for early game. We've done this wrong again. So I'll go through some of the books we need to read on that as well, and then in the next episode. Well, I'm not certain if I'll do that next episode or the following episode. We're gonna show you guys where you can find springbok as well, and razorbacks and urials. Some of the different animals that are around Tindrum. Depending on what city you decide to start your character in, can vary on how you want to specialize your butcher. There's other towns where, you know, razorback or springbok might not be quite as common, and different animals are. But if you're a new player, I would definitely suggest starting in Tindrum. I just think it's a good place to start out and learn. Just don't make the mistake of getting stuck here and not going to explore elsewhere, because there's definitely a lot more cities out there, and a lot of the good players don't even hang around here. They come in here sometimes for business, but majority of the time they're elsewhere. Alright, last stack, guys. What I want to show you is one thing to be aware of with razorback carcasses, which is this bottom row right here. These are the two ones here you want to look at: ironbone and malarium. Ironbone, you can sell a stack of 10k for somewhere between 16 and 20 gold. It's not too bad. Let me just chuckle this up here. Yep, 16 and 20 gold. So we don't actually sell this to the vendor. And malarium, we can get something like 2 to 2.5 gold per 1,000. So same thing, about 20 to 25 gold or something for a stack of 10k. So these we're not going to sell. Everything else we're going to sell. Let's get rid of it all now. And one thing to definitely do is, so I'm going to get 8 gold, 13 silver, is too far away to interact, really. Okay, let's go. Get that gold, put it straight in your bag, because if there's a thief lurking around, he's just going to sit there waiting for that. It is quite evident that I struggle with talking and playing this game. And this is the Urial, but it was not a full stack. These are probably worth more than the rest. These are about like 4 gold, I think, normally. Alright. And what else I'd like to do is convert my gold to silver straight away. and do it quick because the gold gets moved to your bag. Alright, so that is done. Food's fine. So let's have a look at our laws. Studies, you just press L to get into here and then just go to studies, zoology. Alright, so this is what we want. Mammalia. Haven't done any of this. That's fine, we don't need that. Let's just get all these opened up. And I think these grey ones are ones we haven't done. Yep. Okay. So a lot of these will just level up, just normally, but definitely all you have to do is just go to the library and type in the little search at the top, these names, and if there's a book, it'll be there, and just get, you know, start reading it. Mammalia. Some of these will level up other ones down below also. So let's have a look here. So we've maxed out Mammalia. I'm not even going to try and pronounce some of these. I'll just stop on them for a little bit so you can have a look. But basically I can do all the bush pigs and the regular pigs. I can do springbok, razorback and Urials. That's what I've mostly focused on. I think I can do a bit of some other things as well, but they're not really that common. So these are the main ones that I just mentioned that you're going to want for Tindrum. Alright, so that's 100. It's 100. Some of these may not matter, but to be honest, when I was looking through Google trying to find what I needed to read, there was some people who just posted everything they'd maxed out. I didn't find an actual guide that said this is exactly what you need. It was just kind of like, this is what I've got. You might not need all of it, but just do it just in case. And I probably just echo that because I don't know any better myself. These grey ones, yep, haven't done any of them. Okay, so that one's a little bit low. Everything I have is maxed, so I assume that that is not a problem. This is obviously something I've started to do and I didn't finish yet. As is this one. So any of these ones here that aren't maxed out, you probably don't have to worry about them, but if you want to be able to do, you know, other things, then be my guest. So I think that is about it. I think that is about all I need to show you. Let's just double check here. Yep, I'm not in anything else. So obviously Reptilio, I mean, you know what some of these other ones are going to be. But Mammalia, this is the one you want to focus on for Tindrum mostly. That is not a problem. And the other thing you're going to want to do, I've just thought of, is extraction. Butchery, right here. So you're going to want to do that, that's for sure. I think there's a book in there for workbench or something. Pretty sure you have to read a book to use that bench that I've just used. I mean, you've got your basic little butchery tool here and it's not as good. You want the butcher table, so definitely look for that book. Alright. I think that about covers it. Thanks for joining me on another episode, guys. It was a little bit drawn out. I'm sorry that I decided to butcher so many carcasses. If you guys wouldn't mind, chuck me a subscribe or a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, you know, give me a thumbs down. I don't mind either. I can take criticism. Anyways, until next episode, I am out. Thank you.